So at the evening time after Zarman is finished cooking, and probably did a little bit of cleaning up in the attic. As everybody's coming to retire, and Zarman would pull Anu to the side. How have you been holding up?
Is this day 1 or day 2?
I mean the next evening after you told Zarman, so it would be day 2.
She takes a moment and thinks about it, and she's like, no different than usual. What's up?
Well, I just wanted to check up.
Well, that's kind of you. Well, what about yourself? I mean, did you get... and I'm gonna be busy for the next few days or so. How have you been coming along with your project? Any progress?
I'm still learning to cook.
Okay.
What have you been doing?
I went to a museum today. He's just showing us around the place. I did actually manage to pick you something up. And... well, she's just shuffling around, just patting her pockets to see where she put it. Her many pockets, because she's still wearing those intimidating clothing from Port Valiant. It's like, I managed to pick up a few things for people along the way. It's just stuff that I usually do. But here you go. She'll hold a little tiny, kind of a little stuffed animal dog that has a chef's hat on it. Now, some old lady makes very interesting stuffed animals. So this one just reminded me of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Zales is gonna be very... it might be a very spicy take, let's just say. So I had to make sure, you know, not to get involved with the whole makes little wolf ears on her head. So I might actually need to revise his gift and do that later when he feels more comfortable with that whole process. But yeah, I mean, other than that... she's looking out the window. Shoulders a little bit tense, but she always has been tense around that area. Slightly tenser than normal. Has Nan been eating anything around the place? She approached you about that?
For the most part, she's been resting, getting meals whenever they're made.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
She seems content, so I've just been helping with cleaning up the attic whenever I do.
Okay. Oh, yeah, wait a second.
Might as well, since we're staying here.
Yeah, I mean, seems like Fee's been trying to keep the place nice and dusted by herself for a long time. Who knows how long? But enough hands around, might as well pitch in. Kind of weirded out that none of the smaller ones in this neighborhood offered to help out. I mean, where we're from, people would have been all over that to help out the elders in their village, but I guess this is a city and not a village, so different rules, different flavors.
Yeah, it's weird because there's a lot more people out on the streets, but everybody feels so disconnected.
Yeah. They're
certainly unique.
It's like they're all trying to go to some place. They all just wave to people along the way. I wonder where they're going, if it's towards a goal or if it's just a routine.
Making a goal into routine isn't a bad thing either.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess it's more of it's a manageable goal instead of just the overarching thing that we're all striving to at least get to. I mean, everybody is friendly here. I will give Hearthline that.
I've certainly received the least amount of scathing looks here.
I mean, didn't seem like you were that out of place in Port Valiant.
Well, people were still looking at me weirdly.
It might also just have been the armor, too. I mean, she'll gesture to your nice, clean set of armor. Then she'll gesture to her old beat-up armor that doesn't have the barnacles anymore, and as she's looking down, you can see that she's thinking about that barnacle and moss. Okay. You do cut a very clean figure compared to most of us.
Yeah, a lot of the people that were also doing this gesture and in his armor would do a gesture over his snout. I think they were talking about just that.
She'll mimic the gesture, and she's actually extremely confused.
My personal feature.
Oh.
And then his armor will tap the side of his snout.
Oh, I mean, is there something wrong with it?
No, it's just another way I look different that everybody kept noticing.
Well, she'll approach you and, and if there is just some place to sit down, she's just gonna pat next to her.
Someone else said.
I mean, we all look the same. That would just be weird. Weird in the sense that we can't really learn from each other if we're all the same. Some people might be ignorant, or they just might be afraid of part of a person that makes them think outside the box, or just unfamiliar and they're afraid of what could be out there in the world, especially if you're just stuck on an island. But I mean, here people are coming and going, eccentric figures, we got caravans, so it's just exposure, I guess, makes people a little bit more tolerant, but at the same time just nonchalant and just pass you by. Has anybody actually said anything about your snout? Because I will give them a stern talking to.
Nah, everybody's too busy for the most part.
Okay. Sure. I mean, are you worried about the way that you look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In some sense, I guess.
Or you just always... I mean, you were the... No offense to Zale. You were the lone wolf over in Koiko, because, I mean, it was just islanders. You are quite far away from, I guess, where people think you should be from. And a lot of the times, people were giving the same look to some of my ancestors when they were in Jaula, because, I mean, you might see a spare water genasi here or there along the coast, but he went pretty inland. And yeah, he did face a lot of discrimination in certain areas. That's just never fun. But I feel like over here in Allvale, they're just gonna look down at us because we're just not rich. Which gives you like an unsure thumbs up. That's, I guess, an improvement.
Well, I think a lot more people are looking up at us, even if they are rich and down, considering the news Prince has been spreading around.
Yeah, I guess just higher ups on top will try to find any way to kind of chip us away. But I mean, if we are comfortable with who we are, we don't have to change. I really don't like people telling me what I should do and shouldn't do and who I should be, so I'm not gonna let any fat cat tell me that.
Weren't those in Port Valiant? Never mind.
Yeah, they're everywhere, at least here in the Sovereign States. But, I mean, Yeah, just rubbing the back of your neck. Just giving you a little massage. Those kids that would kind of poke fun at you for just being a little bit different, they're never gonna change. They're gonna just be set in their own mindset and their own routine. But their routine and their goals aren't gonna help other people out because they'd rather make people feel bad than lift them up. And what they said is absolute bullshit, okay?
It's not that part that bothered me. It's just the association that Dragonborn tend to have with legends and all that. I don't see myself being a part of that.
Oh, so it was just the high expectation that you should be, like, heroic and stuff? Or...
Someone shrugs.
Actually, I don't know if she knows too much about Dragonborn lore, so that's why. I mean, it's big shoes that I think a lot of people are expecting us to fit, especially since we're in the spotlight. We can grow into them, but growing in somebody's shadow, your ancestors' shadows, especially since you don't have the connection that a lot of Genasi have with ours, you're unknown what shoes you should be, you just have shoes, you don't know where you're going, you don't know what path
The
you
way
should
how Patrick reacted to my name concerns me, though.
I mean, how did you think he felt?
But when he heard my name, he winced. You saw how much of how nervous he was. It distressed him in some way.
I mean, it can't be a bad thing sometimes when people wince. It could have just been a sad memory. Maybe he lost somebody that had that last name. Or maybe he didn't. But you don't need to connect yourself to that stuff. You're your own person. And
I just feel a little bit bad every time somebody frowns at my account.
Can you repeat the last part?
I just feel bad every time somebody frowns of my account.
Well, unless you are able to read their mind, you can't really figure out why they're frowning. Some people just frown a lot. And unless they're willing to state that or reveal it, at the most you can do is just hope that whatever they are thinking, you can change that mindset. I don't know what full legends the Dragonborns are known for, but listen, you are far away from them. As they say, you don't know where your shoes are going, but you can figure out where you want to go with them. You're not tied to their history. You can make your own path. You can follow their line, but you don't have to go to the same destination that they went to, or if you want to, you don't have to be singing the same tune that they did. You can make your own song along the way.
Would that be something you would want to do for yourself?
I mean, I would like to. I just want to help as many people as I can before I have to go where I need to go. I already have heard enough songs from my ancestors to know what possibilities they can be out there, so I'm learning from that, and I kind of want take bits and pieces from what they can give me and create something else with people. Or not just my song, but an orchestra of it. Us all just going where we need to go. And everybody else can hum along to it, because it's gonna probably be a very catchy tune. I mean, I'm not a bard, but I'm pretty sure we have a few good bards in the Stars and Sea Society, so they can work on, all of that other stuff, but...
Willem does have a way with words.
Yeah, he does. He's so well at words that he can get himself in so much trouble and out of it at the same time. I am utterly amazed by that man.
I hope they're doing fine down there. It's been a minute since I've heard back.
Mm.
You get any letters from Kelly?
Well, I just sent it, so I don't know how long it's gonna take. But, I mean, the last time I sent her, the spell, she was just really focused on her work, so that's kind of why I decided to do letters. But you'll be the first to know if I get a letter back.
Okay.
Because if you want to send anything over, I can always just slip it in. I don't know. Yeah, I actually need to go send something to Willem too. But talking about sending notes and whatnot, she will, in her back pocket, slip out a piece of paper that you have recognized comes from her drawing, her sketchbook. She opens it up, it's just a bunch of just weapons and the dimensions. Gwen has been training with, the broomstick for so long, and I've been thinking, maybe she wants to train with... I mean, she was having trouble trying to find a good blacksmith, but... Oh, yeah, then the blacksmith that could possibly fit her criteria of what she wants is actually in, nearby. I think it's at the end of the train stop. Saint Chevalier, I think it's pronounced. I thought I mentioned that to you. I don't know if I did or not. But, she wanted to get armor and weapons, but I've been thinking about trying to pick up some wood carving, so at least when she's training with wooden weapons and stuff, they can be familiar, just because air resistance and whatnot. I mean, you can train with the spear, but knowing that there's, I think what it's called is like center of mass. I don't know, and I'm very unfamiliar with these scientific terms. I'm still learning them, but long story short, having a weapon, even if it's not the exact weight of it, is a lot more useful than just swinging a skeleton around. Have it some substance, So if you could, please, see if Gwen would be up for it. You can just show it to her, and I can get starting whenever I can. And yeah, it's just... It doesn't look like any type of weapons that would be associated with, like any of the statues that were attributed to Saint Ava. She specifically didn't want to create any weapons that mimic those, so it's just generic sword, great sword, but they are the weapons that she was known for. So like spear, great sword, and all that other stuff. I don't remember off the top of my head, but Hannah would, because she's a history buff. And then she shrugs.
Yeah, something I've been considering is, I wonder if her mind can jog any memory if she helped the Shatter Shawl.
Maybe. Do you think she...
Or at the very least, the Saint Shawl around it.
Yeah, I think that...
Said to be her
Yeah.
veil.
I mean, if you want, I can be with you guys if that happens, in case she, weird, spiritual stuff starts happening. I can at least try to make sure it doesn't get too out of hand. I mean, it's between you guys, honestly. I don't have to, step in, but just in case. I don't even know what would happen. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could amount to nothing.
maybe. You know what? She could just have a small memory and then just exhausts her. But that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. I just want to help her be as well as she can be.
Okay. Yeah, it's very kind of you. Anyways, it's been a long day. What
Mm-hmm.
did you end up doing? Well,
Yeah, I've mentioned the cooking and cleaning the attic.
I mean, there's a lot of cats here. Did they help out, or did they, like, mess up? Because cats are known for tipping things over.
They helped me clean up
Oh,
dishes I didn't do too well with.
oh, okay.
So,
Wait, and Sheila looks very concerned for a moment. Wait, with their paws? Because that's amazing if they did. Or did they just,
uh,
like, lick it?
well, it's more of a they were around when I was cooking and they enjoyed the food,
Oh, okay.
even if I didn't do too well with it.
Alright, see. They appreciate the effort. That's the one thing with animals, that they know when they're being cared for, even if it isn't, in the most extravagant way possible. They appreciate company and love, which you have a lot of.
Vladimir appreciated the mates.
Mm-hmm. Well, how's he doing? Has he gotten into any trouble? I mean, there's probably a lot of mice in here, but he's also a very big bird, and I'm pretty sure Avialians aren't very familiar with his type.
Fee's been helping me watch it ever so slightly.
Okay. Okay. And then she'll just give you a brief summary of the sites that they looked at along the way, and she seems to be extremely enthusiastic about bicycling all over the place, and then certain just stuff in the museums, and she hesitates on certain areas of it, extremely uncomfortable when discussing just stuff behind glass. But yeah, she shrugs, and that's kind of it.
Hmm.
Well, I need to know where Tarana is. Did she ever mention to you where she's off at?
Uh, did Zerman get any word of that chance?
None. I haven't seen her in like since she stormed off to go talk to Vince.
I haven't seen her since she stormed off, personally. Hopefully it's not another round that'll make her lose her memory again.
Yeah. She continues. She just starts to dramatically look out the window like she was doing earlier before. I could ask Keck to send a message about where I can meet up with her. Hopefully she's not too much in trouble.
That might be the easiest way.
Yeah, okay. Well, there's a lot on her mind anyways. I don't want to be bugging her too much. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. She ruffles your hair and just walks to bed.
In scene.
Mm-hmm.